to Don TERRIS, River John City, Roseman, California. Uh, Don, I don't think you've kept up with climate change really affecting people left and right. We're looking at instances, but it's the cycles and the history of it that what concerns the hell out of me, my friend. We haven't talked in a while. I'm sorry about that. Things have happened at home. Uh, I've been still trying to continue school, but yeah, dog's health is slowly but surely. So, caregiver to my dog. I was looking forward to going through college, but I still am. I just have to take it easy on my dog. Concerning about the Alaska situation, yeah, it's at first it shocked the hell out of me, Don, but after that, pissed me off. You're looking at the instant situation over here, but you hadn't looked at the history and hadn't dug into it yet because I know the internet was spotty as hell. Thing out here in California, we haven't heard much about Alaska except I probably missed some of the national news if they were talking about it, and they should have been, but all I kept hearing about is the Olympics on NBC networks. Then I'm hearing about the politics and everywhere else, including ABC out here. God. So if anything happened in Alaska in a cyclic manner, like every 2 3 years, or more than 2 years, something like that, it's getting worse. I had to go back to several news stories on this one. I had to do a bit of research. It seems like since being recorded to 2011, 2011, they've been running into this kind of cycle here. I've even seen some of the news coverage from last year of the same river we're talking about. Menidas? Is that the river? And I'm trying to get through a few things here. I didn't care about Debbie at this point over here. I was more concerned about JUNEAU flooding and about which river that was causing it. Menindel. Okay, Menindel Glacier. All right. I'm going to have to take you when you get back, or when you get into an internet situation looking at people mail. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to use Google Maps. I want you to use Google Maps to get over to Juneau, Alaska. Man, I'm so fond of using my scroll button on my mouse. It's not even funny, but I've got so much happening on my computer. It's driving me nuts. Just not as processing as fast enough as they should be. It's an old laptop. What can I expect? We've been getting roasted alive left and right on the West Coast, and not to mention in Canada, we've been hearing about it. So yeah, it's got me concerned. It does. I understand June is a pretty beautiful place to look at, and so is the. So is the scenery. What I'm trying to get into is where the Menindel. I gotta type it out. I don't think I'm spelling this damn thing right. Yeah, hold on. Menden, right? Mendenhall. Okay, is that how it's spelled? Okay, cool. And thank you. There we go. So now I can take a look at the glacier, what the pictures looked like back then. The images. Now on CNN's page, and I sent you the links through the descriptions. I wanted to see what the whole thing looked like. It's cyclic. It fills up with the heat going on, or the usual summer when it's melting like crazy. If there's sufficient enough ice or pressure in the thing, it holds all that all that runoff. And when it's melted every 1 or 2 years, it becomes worse for the people living down a ways. Because of the global warming we've got right now, and it's changing everything, including Alaska losing its glaciers. I'm afraid to say it, but Alaska is losing its luster. And it's worse for the human race at this point over here. I know I'm a deputy down to here, but looking at what the pathway it took just to get into the town of JUNEAU, it was really flooding things out along the channel in there. That yes, it did flood out a lot of areas, including the Minadil campground again, back loop, campground resort. These folks have had warnings as the river had been flooded and cresting. And then after the pressure had been released from Minadil, from the glacier, it started drying up according to the news reports. But they still have the damage to take care of. It's not like the flooding we've got out here in the States. When it floods and stays for a while and slowly drains off through the river canals. But this one's going through to hit into the bay and bleeds it off. What was driving me, what freaked me out a bit, hydroggers they were talking about in a year or two's. Hang on, Mama. My dog wants my attention, I guess. She can hardly see my hand. Mama, I'm right here. She's going to be that way about it. Mama, I'm right here. I hadn't shown you pictures about my dog, have I? I don't know if you've been checking my channel out, but yeah, many have been pretty busy, so that's all right. My channel's pretty depressing as hell. Come on, Mama. Ugh. We've been having coastal erosion happening along the west coast for apparently it's been ongoing, and this one has been affecting Rancho Vista. Actually, Rancho Palos Verdes, actually, the peninsula there. We've also had issues along the coastline between Orange County and San Diego. That's why we had to shut down the area for about a year or two because they were still trying to figure it out and fix things up. So much oversaturation in the ground had been increasing the water pressure on our layers out there. It's okay, Mamas. It's okay. Oh, sweet puppy, I'm here. It's been increasing pressure in the ground that we've had property lossage. There was a historical chapel, Wayside Chapel, in the area of Rancho Palos Verdes, nearly on the edge. It's very scenic. If you had been out here in California and you were taking a tour and you managed to see this area, very scenic, very beautiful, as I understood. I'd never been in the area myself. Well, hadn't traveled in the area, wanted to go to different places before they started disappearing or flooding out. This one collapsed. And before I had a major collapse on this one, there was creeping of the soil. There was soil creep. There was many landslides happening. I was taking chunks out, and it had to be evacuated. It had to be condemned, and a lot of things were taken out. They were trying to save portions of the chapel as much as possible. They did consider it historic and worth, but they can't. They couldn't save the. They couldn't save the cliff. They still can't. We've got residents out there living in the area, and about a week or two ago, they were having an online chat sessions with everybody they can get a chat session on. A town hall meeting of sorts, and it was online and it was for the public. I got on there, listened. The locals have no clue what the hell's going on. They wanted to spend money on hydraulicers to get the water pressure out, to stabilize the ground as much as possible. But they wanted to get more information from geologists and everybody else they had, because certain communities had different needs and wants and what they wanted to have done. They pushed pressure on the more outer layer of the communities out there. So I don't know if we're still going to have scenic cliff sides, except for things crashing and going into the ocean. I saw last year's news report from Alaska. I was doing some searching on this one. Come here. Hey. You're the one that kept wanting over here. Come on, mama. Come here. No, you come here. Come on. You read dogs before. Yeah, my little general of pain in the ass. I love her a great deal. I'm not about to put her under. So she is stuck with me, and I'm stuck with this old fort. We've been around for a long while. Um, Blind and deaf. She's still got her nose, but she's still fussing and fuming like an old mother or an old grandmother at the same time. It was devastating, and I was seeing some homes that were right along a river's edge that they used it for scenic. Been there for a long while, including trees that had been in the soil along the river edge. And how I'd seen portions of that river eating away, literally. And houses, at least one or two, just go right into the water. Yeah. During several months, the river is frozen up, but USGS had posted a video of it from the University of Southeast Alaska. And they were showing the layer buildup over weeks and months till it got to a point where whoosh. As I said before, I sent you that CNN link. I'm going to post it on mine as well. I'm going to post that on mine. Let's face it, cruising has gotten a lot worse. There may be coming a time, and I hate to make a prediction like this one, but it is depressing as hell, that we're going to be looking at cruise ships being more than just for fun. We may be looking at them as floating refugees. The way things are going right now, that scares the hell out of me. And if we have any more icebergs floating out from Antarctica, and we've got old plant life that people are now discovering, I'm more worried about the permafrost in the northern and southern areas of the globe. We think permafrost was permanent. We keep forgetting one thing, Don. History. Human history is one thing. Geologic, different thing altogether, not to mention meteorological. Climatology. There's a reason why people study all these science fields out there, to understand more and more about our planet, whether or not we're actually in cyclic, whether it's normal or abnormal. And for what our scientists are still trying to glean right now, It ain't normal. It's not that I'm becoming hip on this thing. It's I'm getting more and more acutely aware of surroundings and of pictures that we have. It scares the hell out of me that one day they're going to be the only damn thing we got left to remember what the hell happened to us. Depressing as hell, in it. Yeah. Until then, we gotta enjoy what we've got left. Until if there's a way to stabilize, yeah, we hope so. But if not, I starting to hate the song of REM. Cute picture of you and Tony getting frozen. Hot springs, and you got a frozen face. Tony! Kudos and shout out to you and the Jenny B. Well, if you guys are doing the quick tour around Iceland, please keep this in mind. There is still volcanic activity happening out there. I know it's a constant volcanic place. That's why they get this stuff going on. Speaking of which, you heard about Yellowstone a few weeks back. Nice lovely blowout. Scared the hell out of people out of here. Didn't expect that roll of gas and of water vapor and pressure coming out and rock, and scared the hell out of people lived around. Some people thought it was the end of the world. Not really. But as I'm seeing more and more volcanic activity and shaking going on, and not to mention, we're still burning up in different areas. I'm really starting to hate that song of REM's, It's the End of the World. And he's fine with it. I'll keep in touch when I can. You take care, Don.